Hi, I'm Amy Gower and welcome to High Vibes Corner. Today I just wanted to talk a little bit about my experience with grief and loss and bereavement, and also use it as a discussion because grief, loss, bereavement has been quite a common theme throughout my life, and I know for others that's the same too. And at a very young age I experienced quite a few losses in quite quick succession, and then throughout the rest of my life. And I have to say that when you don't have the tools and awareness or understanding of what grief is and the process of grief and how that manifests and how that lives inside you, it can cause a lot of chaos, a lot of difficulty. It can manifest as physical symptoms, physical illness, sometimes mental illness. Me personally, I suffered from anorexia when I was quite young, and a lot of that was to do with losing people leaving, and it was a way of me coping because it was a form of control over my body that became very destructive, because I had no idea how to assimilate loss and grief. I didn't know that you could feel your feelings, and I thought it had to be boxed. And any time that any memory that came to me about my granddad or friend, whoever it may be, and it surfaced up some emotion in me, I just shoved it away, stuffed it, and said, no way, I can't, I'm not going there. I can't do this. I am not going there. And the more and more I did that, the more and more that energy, those feelings were stuck in me, and they had nowhere to go. So they came out in very destructive ways. And I know for some people they turn to alcohol or drugs, and they can form very addictive patterns. So I just wanted to talk a bit about how I now consciously deal with grief. So I have had a lot of experience of doing it unconsciously, having no real idea, and using some things to try and help, but maybe not the most helpful or serving ways. This year my nan died, who I'm very, very, very close to, and I consciously decided to delve right in to the grief, the pain, the emotion. I wanted right in. I wanted to clean and clear as much as I possibly could around that, so I could get to the point that when I start thinking about my nan or something reminds me of her, I'm not shoving it away, or it's very triggering and very painful for me and spirals me into destructive patterns. So I spent a week after her death just mourning, crying, shouting, screaming, however it came out. I had so much pain in my chest that I could barely breathe, and it was tough. But I consciously wanted to do this so I could heal and clean and clear as much of the pain and the stuff around it. Don't get me wrong, it's not that it disappears, it just changes form. And now when I have things that remind me of her, like a teddy or something, a sound, a smell, yes, I can feel a well of emotion, but I allow it. If I want to cry, first of all, I allow it, and second of all, it could come, but it might not feel as intense or as painful, and it's much easier, and I can get back to the real loving center of how much I love this person in my life. And I know there's quite a lot of people around me who are also experiencing quite a lot of grief and death and bereavement, and I have found doing this consciously, mindfully, allowing every emotion around this, because grief is a process. It's not just sadness. It can be hysteria. It can be deep feelings of sadness, rage, anger. It can be a vast myriad of stuff. And there are various tools and techniques that can help you deal with that stuff. One thing I did a lot was write a lot of stuff around my nan before she passed, when she passed, and burnt it and let it go. I did a lot of physical things like healing sounds, going for walks, grounding, putting my feet on the grass, anything that just helped navigate me through it. And one huge thing that really helped was breath for life breath work, because that helps you consciously go in to it, into the pain, into the confusion, into all the stuff around it, and help you clean and clear as fast and effectively as possible. It doesn't go away, as in the person, the feelings, the missing of that person. It just changes form. It's just not as intense. And what breathwork can do is help drain out a lot of that emotional pain and energy from the memories that you have. So it's a lot easier to deal with, and it doesn't trigger you and spiral you into loads and loads of alcohol because you can't deal with it and you don't know what you're doing. So I suppose I'm doing this to maybe share and help other people who are going through this, so they can start doing this more mindfully, more consciously, because you don't have to shove it away, hide it, not feel it. You can allow it. You can have the experience, and it can make it a lot easier. And also I want to open this up for discussion. How do you do it? How do you deal with your grief, your pain? Do you put it completely on ice? Or do you actually do other things that really help? Because, you know, I'm all for sharing tools and techniques. If you have ways, then please tell me. I really want to know. So what I'd say is, for those who are in the very raw, vulnerable part of their grieving process, you're not alone at all. Many of us have been there and gone through it. And I'm here to help. Other people are here to help. It's something it's been very close to me, this theme through my life. So if you need help and support with working through that, just through talking, or some energy medicine in Reiki, or breath work, because you really want to punch through this, then talk to me. I can provide that service to you. But also, yeah, just comment, just tell me how are you dealing with it. So that's what I wanted to share today. So be kind, be gentle with yourself. You don't have to rush through this. You don't have to rush back to work and do things straight away if you don't want to. This is a journey. Some days you'll feel alright, some not. Some minutes you'll feel okay, and then some minutes you won't. This is all okay. This is all normal, perfectly natural. You are not going insane, as I often felt. I use poetry to help with mine, and also I now help others with theirs. That's how I've put it to use. So if you need any help, I'm here. Take care. Bye.